Have you ever looked back on a friendship and wondered if it was really ever love? Or if it was envy dressed up in shared memories and fake smiles? Maybe you had a friend who always needed you a little more when things were going right for you. Someone who seemed supportive but always steered conversations back to their own pain or made you feel guilty for shining. And when your light began to dim, they looked comfortable, like they had been waiting for it. This episode is for the ones who have loved deeply but lost themselves in friendship rooted in jealousy, manipulation, and trauma bonding. Today we're unpacking what it means to grieve a toxic friend, to heal from destiny swapping, and to call your power back piece by sacred peace. Jealousy in friendships isn't always loud. It's not always aggressive or obvious. Sometimes it's quiet, like a delayed congratulations, a backhanded compliment, or constant comparison disguised as humor. It's when your wins feel like losses to someone who says they love you. The unspoken tension where you start shrinking just to keep the peace. When you constantly feel like you're walking on emotional eggshells because your joy makes someone else's insecurity louder. That's not love. That's emotional dissonance. And yes, so many of us stay. We stay because we confuse shared history with compatibility. We stay because we once saw the light in them, and we think we owe it to that memory. But when jealousy goes unaddressed, it becomes a silent killer. It erodes the foundation of trust. And without trust, there's no real friendship, just familiar pain. Many toxic friendships are trauma bonds in disguise. You trauma bond when you connect through shared wounds instead of shared growth. You bond through gossip, codependency, emotional venting, but not emotional accountability. These friendships often begin in seasons of loneliness, grief, or low self-worth. They feel safe at first, even validating. But soon you notice a pattern. They need you to be broken. When you start healing, they pull away or cause drama to keep you in the familiar role. The fixer, the helper, the one who's always available. But healing will always disrupt what was built on brokenness. If the friendship was rooted in your pain, it will not survive your healing. And that is not your fault. That is your freedom calling. Destiny swapping is a spiritual and psychological phenomenon. It happens when you're in such close proximity to someone who envies you, your talents, your peace, your favor, that your path starts to blur. You might start shrinking, doubting yourself, or experiencing stagnation, while they begin to thrive in areas that once belonged to your vision. Now, this isn't about comparison or paranoia. This is about energetic entanglement. When you're around someone who covertly resents you, your spirit knows. You start second-guessing your ideas, delaying your dreams, or feeling drained after every interaction. Over time, their energy suddenly invades your field because you were too open, too trusting, too spiritually generous. They didn't just want to walk beside you, they wanted your path. But here's the truth. No one can steal your destiny. They can only delay it if you keep giving them access. Healing starts with truth. Grieve the friendship for what it was, not what you hoped it would be. Write it out. Talk to your therapist. Cry if you need to. Don't rush to find a lesson before you felt the loss. Some friendships die slowly, others employed. But no matter how it ends, the wound is real, and it deserves real attention. You may feel anger, guilt, confusion, especially if the friendship lasted years. But understand this, closure is not always a conversation. Sometimes it's clarity, and clarity comes in solitude. Release the guilt. You are allowed to outgrow the spaces that ask you to stay small. You are allowed to choose peace over loyalty to dysfunction. Once you've grieved, it's time to call your energy back. You can literally say out loud, I call back all parts of me that were taken, borrowed, or manipulated in past friendships. I reclaim my voice, my vision, and my vitality. This isn't just spiritual, it's psychological empowerment. Stop checking their pages, stop replaying the arguments, stop wondering if they miss you, start feeding your soul with what you need. Journal again, reignite your dreams. Rekindle your sense of self outside of being someone's emotional caretaker. Detoxing from a toxic friendship is like clearing emotional clutter. You need space to hear you again. Healing is also preparation. You're not just letting go, you're learning how to protect your future self. Redefine what friendship means to you. What are your non-negotiables? What behaviors will you no longer tolerate? How do you want to feel around your friends? Safe, inspired, seen? Don't ignore red flags in the name of nostalgia or loneliness. Build relationships where your peace doesn't feel like a threat, where your wins are celebrated without conditions. Choose friends who know how to support and be supported. Healing from toxic friendships teaches you discernment, and discernment is self-love in motion. If you ever lost yourself in a friendship, know this: you are not broken, you are becoming. Every piece of you that you had to hide, mute, or shrink is now returning home. And as you heal, your light will only grow stronger. You didn't lose a friend, you lost a mirror that showed you your wounds. And now, you're choosing to reflect love, truth, and power instead. Your destiny is not gone, it's waiting, right where you left it. And this time, you're walking it fully, freely, and without apology. This has been Serenity Soulful Solace, where your healing is sacred and your soul is seen. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to share it with someone who may be silently struggling. And remember, your peace is never too much. It's a preview of your purpose.